Lady yields, she yields.
Yes, I will yield.
Thank you, Representative. So here's my trouble, is that in my community, I've got a level of poverty, and I've got children who've never even had the opportunity to take a vaccine. And so if they don't have the opportunity to take a vaccine and the doctor says you don't have a vaccine, I'm not going to treat you. I think in my community it does the opposite of what you're saying. You're allowing physicians to discriminate against the poorest of children because they never even got to they never even had access to a vaccine. And so because the poorest of the poor didn't have access to a vaccine, we're going to let a doctor discriminate and say, go ahead, die. Go crawl in whatever hole you live in because you're so poor. You didn't get a vaccine, I don't have to treat you. Is that what we want to do?
That's not what this bill is saying, Mr. Canales.
It sure does.
No, that's not what this is saying. Well,
it sure does.
No.
It says that you can't discriminate against somebody if they have not had a vaccine. And so the poorest of the poor.
Let me ask you this. What about provider rights? Providers don't have the right to protect themselves? Providers have to expose themselves?
They can. They just don't need to be listed in Medicaid and Medicare. They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be taking government money.
Again, we keep talking about providers who assist poor people. If that's the case, why aren't we doing it for all providers? See, what we do in this chamber, we come in here and make decisions about things that we don't have no clue about, or things that we don't have access to.
I have a clue
because it doesn't bother your community. But we need to think about Texas as a whole and not one certain population.
Well, I respect your opinion, but I will tell you that my community is fraught with some of the most impoverished people that have never had a vaccine. So something like this would ensure that they get health care. Thank you.
But you, the state representative, won't you make sure that that doesn't happen? Why don't you do an investigation or try to have an interim hearing to make sure that those things don't happen?
I don't need to investigate. I can tell you what my community needs. I appreciate you. Thank you.